welcome everyone and thank you for joining us at Answers from the Universe show. And I am happy to continue to bring this information to you and provide some very, very important disclosure that continues to come up. Working today again with Peter the Insider. And as you know, that Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization, the ACIO. And he's been continuing to give us some really insightful information, of even uncountable information for some, about what's going on in the world today and regarding alien activity. So without further delay, I don't want to take up any time, we're going to bring in Peter. Hello, Peter.
Hello. So I'm happy that I can be online today, respectively this week again. Thank you for giving me space, because it's extremely complicated to get the space in these days.
Right, and you have a show that goes on for some of those that do speak, you know, some of the are from the region of Czechoslovakia and or the Czech Republic and speak all those languages. You have a show that goes on. Is it monthly, weekly?
Yes, it is two times per week, and problem is that respectively it's 2 times per month, because technically, you know, I've got 2 times per month. Problem was, it was like sometimes 2 times per month, but with 3 weeks delay, because they have some pre-recorded stuff on very first Thursday. But there was some extreme disagreement from my side and host side, because the host, you know, he always, how can I say that, you know, try to ask me something. What's good once he wanna to bring the new topic, respectively ask questions from live chat and all kind of stuff, but once he was sidetracky, respectively making some side tracks, it will discontinue my ideas. And I was fired from some other stations. I mean, from my region, I am talking about like Czechoslovakian regions and English-speaking stations, because I am bringing up real deal stuff, and I don't want to say I am the only one in this world who has, you know, like right to talk about this stuff, who is only one with speaking the truth and all kind of the stuff. No, I don't want to say that. I never was, I am not, and I never will be like that. Problem is, once I am talking, I don't want to say true about true, but according my actual information, something what is extremely close to the truth, and once it is negative, people will dislike me more and more and more. And I was thinking, what the heck is that about? Should I tell them lies they like to hear? But these will be lies. I mean, they will be lies. Or should I tell them the truth, even the truth is ugly? What the heck should I do? And it was like sometimes from my side, another time from the station, respectively alternative media side. I don't want to say we agree, we make some you know strong you know like disagreement or all kind of the stuff. No, but we just you know friendly tell to each other bye bye and all kind of stuff. And I decided to stay only on very few alternative medias and doing only pre-recorded shows, because that's it. What should I do? You know, I am here to talk about real stuff, not about, and it is not about, oh, he dare to say that. No, I'm just telling the stuff how it is. I am talking about real deal stuff, not about, how can I say that, like fancy stuff or topics. They are, yes, they are, how can I say that, they are legit, but they are old. Old, I'm talking about like, I don't know, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 years old. We can't be stuck. It is not like that, you know. We need to move, and we need to talk about stuff. They are, how can I say that, like 1, 2 weeks, or respectively 1 month at the most old, yeah. Because this is it. What should we do? Respectively,
Yeah.
when I was on James Ring channel, respectively, you know, like that, it was like 2 or 3 months, because it was just a little bit edgy, because he was extremely low on time, and it took some time to render his videos and all kind of stuff. And this is it. We need to talk about the very, you know, like actual and, you know, like hot topics, and topics uh, uh, they you know, uh, they will be respectively, they was uh, dealing with all kind of people, not just like, you know, random stuff like philosophical questions. That's it. And I was thinking, uh, when should we start? And
Yeah. Well,
there was some extremely complicated, because this you know, these respectively those cases in last, I don't know, 4 maybe 5 years, they happen all around the Middle Eastern Europe. I'm talking like V4, Czech Slovak Republic, Poland, Hungary. And last case happened just few days, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago in Slovak Republic. Polish car coach driver, I mean, you know, luxury bus. He appeared out of nowhere on train cross, when train was, you know, driving like 100 miles per hour, and people were, what the heck is going on here? And the driver was shocked. I mean, the coach driver was shocked. They you know, the people on the train were extremely shocked, because, you know, the people, they were, you know, like driving the train, they was practically unable to break it. And I don't know how and which kind of wonder they drove away from rail cross, you know, with this coach, because it was double-decker coach. And it people told me that it is not only bleed throughs, respectively, they are not the bleed throughs, but they are what, like
is it like a
glitches in
time
the
slip?
matrix,
Yeah.
glitches in the matrix, something like that.
Yeah, they call it time slip too, don't they? When you kind of step in and out of the dimension, you kind of
Yeah.
step in and out, and um I think there's a few different explanations. Some people think they're time travelers. Is I don't know. I mean, you see a few of those videos on the internet where you see someone sort of show up or they go through a space and kind of disappear. But this one, you said that the bus went through. It looked like it was going to get hit, but it didn't get hit, and then
No,
shows
no,
up.
no, you are not. You are right. No, 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 you are not right. The bus uh, appeared out of nowhere, just in the middle of railway cross.
Right. Okay.
The
That's
ramp,
what I didn't understand.
the ramp were down, the red lights were blinking, the sound signalization working, and a bus, I mean the coach, appeared out of nowhere. And the I mean the train were ramming the on the
Right.
straight on the row 100 miles in the
Yeah.
speed miles per hour. It was crazy. So no fucking chance to do anything. And this Polish driver was what the heck. He started the engine and bye bye.
So
But it
then what
was
happened? Did he hit it? Did they hit the
no,
coach?
no. Once
No,
again,
right?
no, no,
No.
no.
The
But it
coach
was
got,
just a few.
yeah.
It was a matter of just a few seconds.
And then
And
what happened to the coach? Could you see it get through? And did people still see
yes,
it drive away?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. But the thing is, I'm talking about the media, mainstream media, they was banned. How can I say that? The real reportage was banned. They can't tell the truth. They told, respectively, they were told by official authorities. I can't speak loudly about that. The Ministerium of Internal Affairs. No, 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 no. Official version will be that the Polish coach driver went to the railway cross, and there was some problem with the engine, and engine went down for a few seconds, and like that. That is the official version. Every
Right.
single of, I don't know, like state television, and I don't know, they have like 3 or 4 commercial media. That's the official story, official version.
Because
This
they
is
can't
crazy.
talk about what actually happens, because they don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, 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 exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But what is the does the ACIO say it is? What exactly happened there?
Once again, it's a glitch in the matrix.
Okay. This has been happening? No, so when you say glitch in the matrix,
Once again, this started happening in like what, 5, 6 years ago. It started, and the last three, no, we have 2018. Yes, last 4 years, it's going crazy, and especially with cars or coaches, I mean buses, on the appearing out of nowhere, nowhere on the railway crosses.
I
This is
remember
crazy.
you talked about this with there was some kind of underground tunnel and people were just coming out of and dropping out of I don't know, it was some kind of weird story where vehicles were showing up in places where they shouldn't. I think we
Yeah,
talked about this a while back.
yeah, you are right.
Yeah, maybe about a
Exactly.
year ago. Yeah, or no, maybe less than that, a couple months back.
Yeah, you are right. You are.
Yeah. I just want to say that, so you said a lot of stuff earlier, just kind of about your radio show over in the other networks. And, this is very, very difficult information to get out to the public. It's
Yes,
very
because
difficult.
if you like it or not, or if you want to believe it or not, in this happened in Slovak Republic, so technically my homeland, but in a neighborhood state, and we was merged for 70 years. in Czechoslovakia. Now we are separated states, Slovak and Czech Republic. They was, how can I say that? They wasn't. Sorry, my bad. They was not up to how can I say that? Made the story. No, the commercial TV. I don't want to say the name of the TV. Okay, I know, but I know it, but I don't want to make some advert. And do you know what happened? The reporter, bye bye. He was fired, and he can't get a job anywhere in European Union. This is crazy. Anywhere.
But it's happening like this all over the world. Anyone that speaks up about this stuff, you're either labeled crazy or you're shunned. No one wants to talk to you. I told some friends that I said Jesus is an alien, and they won't talk to me now. They're furious. You can't help people. You can't tell them the truth because there's this energy in the belief system, in our matrix belief system, or all the dogma, that you can't say, hey, these they're beings from elsewhere.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Yeah, you are right. But I am just telling you this kind of stuff. For example, this we talked about that in the past, but with these railway crosses, okay, but some next level shit are these planes. These planes, I mean, these lines, for example, they should land. They come from somewhere in US and should land in UK or in France, and then just like that, and bam, it is landing in Melbourne in Australia. And they're like, what the heck? We don't have this airplane in our plans. What the heck is that? And there was emergency, situation, all kind of these cars, emergency cars in the in the runway. I mean, on the runway and all kind of stuff, because they have some time schedule, and
yeah,
and it was a huge airplane. It was like what, Airbus 380, so the largest one. That's crazy.
What do the people do? They come out, they're expecting to go to Europe, and they come out and find themselves in Australia, or do they? Is the memory gone?
That's the biggest problem. They were like, okay, that's good, and all the people, all the stuff. No, you are not right. You should land in Paris. In Paris? Are you serious? We were up to land in Melbourne. No, you are not right. This is crazy. This is what I'm talking about. This is
so they don't remember. So they're completely changed in their memory.
Yeah. This is the same as we were talking last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks about FAC in Federal Army of Canada, respectively Federal Army of Commonwealth. They appeared in Canada and here, land down under in Australia, and the people are absolutely okay with that. This is crazy. As I thought many times, this is next level shit. I mean, this is crazy.
It is. I had someone contact me about a dream, and he said that let's see if I can review what he said. He was sleeping, he had a lucid dream, and he saw these white worms coming out of his ceiling, and then in the dream he found himself he was shot at by some gray-haired man in a car. And then he was walking through a small town, trying to get to some group in the north. And when he saw these big, strange, heavy vehicles and machinery on the road, and then some young man got a hold of his license or tried to help him, and they tried to call the police, but the phone was flooded or messed up, and he said that he returned to his car, and to find his car was demolished.
But the fact is that they are doing all this kind of crazy stuff, I mean, and that's the problem. that people, they are, how can I say that, like, they are experiencing situations they shouldn't, and they are completely okay with that. This is it what I'm talking about.
But
This
who's
is
doing it?
crazy. Sorry, what?
Who's putting why is he taking that up? Is that because it's happening in another dimension, or are they putting it in his head?
The problem is we are not 100% sure. I mean, we in ACIO, so I don't want to say, oh, it's like this or that. No, but most probably we believe it is like bleed truth from another, and that's a question. If from another timeline or from another reality, that's a
Right.
question. Either from it or from that. That we are not sure. We are not sure. But I mean, we in ACIO, we are experiencing something. I mean, weird ass stuff. People are, and where are they? And we are asking them, okay, I mean, and official authorities too, I mean, normal, regular, okay, who are they? Where are all the Nazis? And then we are okay, what are you talking about? Because, and they were like in DC, I mean, Washington, where is the Hitler Street? And I don't know, there was some Himmler or I mean, like hailing, Himmler, and in New York, this big statue and all kind of stuff, it was replaced, and we were like, okay, this is definitely not good, and we are like, so they are infiltrating us from another reality.
Right. So this is the Third or Fourth Reich. That's
I mean, I think that it is from Fourth Reich, because like, where is the Hitler Street? What the heck should I do? I can't drive the car, or Statue of Liberty, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, there was. Are you talking about like in Austria, or you said that's over
No, no,
in?
no, no, all around the world, all around the
Yeah.
world.
And they're going in and they're changing stuff. Are they changing our history? Is it changing our history, or what's
I
going on
think
right
I
now?
think I think that they are trying to changing our history. I think.
And so they're merging their reality with our reality. Is that what's happening?
I don't know, respectively. We in ACIO don't know if we are talking about timelines or histories. I mean, two timelines or two histories, respectively, two realities. We have no goddamn clue. It's way too complicated.
So from the assessment of what you're seeing, things are missing, or things are changing, or new things are being
Yes,
added.
yes, it is like something is missing, something is changing. For example, in Europe, you have. I mean, I know that it is, like, how can I say that? Very small, very tiny thing. But for example, even if you have PLL, I mean, like digital tuner, you have 1/10 of frequency. I mean, like 88.0.1, something like that. In US, you have, I mean, FM, frequency modulation. You have only like point 3, point 6, or something like that. Yeah. Now they are doing it like in everywhere in the world. It will be only 10th. I mean, like 88.1, point 2, point 3, something like that. So tiny things, but they are, changing it. This is crazy.
So they're changing the frequency modulation.
Yeah, but for example, these are small things, but they are doing it, how can I say that? Tricky, very tricky. You know?
Subtle. You mean like it's subtle, so it's not really obvious, but they're like gradually adjusting things, kind of
Yes,
like,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. It is like, how can I say that? It is not like massive military, I mean, like total war, military attack, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, like, soldiers marching down the streets. No, it is very tricky, like small things, as I like to say, drop by drop. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yep. It's subtle changes, yeah, little
Yeah,
by
or for
little, and then
example,
before you
or
know it,
for
there's,
example,
yeah,
for example, okay. Let's stay with radio. In US, it's stretched medium wave or BC broadcast band. It's not a 1.6 megahertz, so 1600 kilohertz. It's 1.700, kilohertz, megahertz. And in Europe it was only 1600. And in Europe, what the heck is going on here? People with American radios can hear the stations in Europe. These more than 100 kilohertz are suddenly, you can hear the stations. This is crazy.
all right, so that means that they're trying to unify the signal, right? So that
Yeah,
they
this
can
is,
create a
how can I say?
broadcast of the world.
Yes, but that's the stuff. I don't want to say it's a big deal. No, it's not a big deal. At least in these days, this is not a big deal. But they are doing it like step by step. You know what I mean? This is crazy.
This is working towards a one world order type of thing, then,
Hmm.
is it?
You are
Yeah.
absolutely right. Absolutely right.
So
And it was
unified
just, and it was,
broadcasting.
and it was just a little tiny example with radio frequencies.
Hmm. Wow. What are the other things that you're noticing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
happening in the world?
That in last few years, because in US, full brick, I mean complete brick houses, I mean normal family houses, right? They are rare. But in last few years, I'm talking like 10 years, maybe 8 years, and that's the stuff. When US was hit by the crisis, I mean economical financial crisis,
Hmm.
people, they are dealing with estate market, realities. They were like, what the heck is going on here? All around the US and Canada, full brick houses, just like that, appeared out of nowhere, exponentially. What the heck is going on because in Europe, okay, not a problem, not a big deal. It's I mean they are traditional full brick houses made by full of bricks. But in the US, and Canada, it wasn't never like that. And this, how can I say that, this sort of sets, I mean, way of like what uh, of building houses, unifying of radio broadcasts and all kind of stuff. And the stuff is that realities, I mean, estate agents, they don't want to talk about that because once market, I mean, realities market crashed 10 years ago, they were good with every single sale, respectively, bought house, But now, for last, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 years, they are dealing with that. They were like, what the heck is going on here in US and Canada? Why all these full brick houses came from?
Hmm.
And
Yeah, that doesn't make,
according,
yeah, you're right. There's not a lot of brick houses that, it costs too much money to put up brick houses. It's
yeah,
cheaper to do
yeah,
their even prefabbed wood that they're using for really, cheaper houses and that they can put out there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. And the stuff
that's
is,
the real estate market.
yeah, and according the papers, I mean documents, these houses, at least according the documents, should be old. I'm talking like what? Not 30, 35, 40 years old, and even older. And they were like, what the heck is going on here? So this is
Just they're
crazy.
more they're not old at all.
Yeah, and they, I mean, old because they were like, for example, in 2005 or 2010, they were like 10, maybe 12 years old, and few years after that, the same house, new papers, and they are like, 35, 40 years old. So it means like they are 20, 25 years, how can I say that, age gap. This is crazy.
Mm. What regions of the U.S.?
Technically, all the regions.
All regions?
You can't, I mean, I can't say the specific region. It is happening towards all the US and Canada. That's the problem.
Do you think so? What would be the purpose of the brick houses showing up? Is
No, no,
this
no,
so
no. It
we
is not, once again, no, no, no. You totally don't get it. It is not about brick houses or unifying the frequencies. It is about step by step doing uh, what is it like, New World Order. And according our best guess, I mean our in ACIO, Fourth Reich, what like New World Order,
Mhm.
because these people, they have total different memories. They all the Nazis, and they were suddenly they started to speak not just fluently German. No, 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 no. It is not about speaking fluently German. For example, I know that I'm trying to do my best. I am not perfect. I am far from perfect of speaking good English, but I have no goddamn British or American accent. I have Slavic accent. But these people, it is not only about speaking fluently German. It is total perfect German accent. This is it. I mean, these people who were, I mean, their memories were changed. This is crazy.
Oh, so it's affecting people where they're actually starting to think and start to talk a little bit that way as well.
Yeah, you are right.
Wow. All right. Uh, excuse me if I don't understand, but I'm just trying to understand why the brick houses as opposed to
No,
wood
no,
houses.
once again, it is not about the brick houses, and it is not about, how can I say that? It is not
Not
about,
about a frequency. It's just a change. It's
yeah,
about the
yeah, it
change.
is about changing all kind of stuff. That's the problem.
What
Yeah.
are the other things that you're finding that are changing? So people are starting to almost like start thinking in a way and pronouncing their words in a way that might start leaning toward the German accent.
For example, they are trying. That's the problem, because people, they are technically, many Americans will, you know hate me because of that. But modern cars in US, and moderns, I'm talking about like last produced in last 15, maybe 20 years, they have many of German technology. Of course, it is like Cadillac, or I don't know, like what, like GMC, brand, but
Hmm.
many of especially electronics and mechanical stuff is from Germany. It's not only have Beamer, I mean BMW or Mercedes or something like that, or Audi, not like that, you know. And it is that. It is about that. Why? I don't want to say it was good or bad, but the technology and mechanical stuff in US cars was very simple, but that's good. I mean, it's good from reliability because they were reliable, But from some weird ass reason, in I don't know, like last 10 maybe 15 years, they were like, okay, bye bye old stuff, and they were deliver all the technology to their cars, their traditional, marks from Germany. Isn't this crazy? And this
Yeah.
is not,
So
and
yeah.
this is not new, and this is not new. It's 15 years matter stuff, you know. Traditional makers, they were not even there to think about going technology and special electronics and mechanical stuff from outside of US. Some of them have Japan, so technically German and Japan stuff, believe it or not. Two of Axis countries. I mean Axis, Rome, Berlin, Tokyo. This is it. End of story. Bye bye. So it's not new stuff, and that's the problem. So people are, how can I say that, drop as I told two or 3 or 4 times these days, drop by drop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In subconscious way.
And some other ideas, like other trends or what's going on politically, or what are we seeing, and how is it impacting that in waves?
That's the question. I don't know. Respectively, I have no correct what
Data.
correct answer because
Yeah.
I'm not, to be honest. I know that many people believe it, but I'm not a bullshitter, and I don't wanna say this or that until I will be not 100% sure. Right? That's it.
Yeah. Well, I was just asking what you are pretty sure of, and you're saying like you had stated this about the frequency and
Yeah. Once
nuclear
again, I
houses and
get it,
other.
but it is I got it, but I'm just, there, these 3 or 4, they were just some random examples. Do you know what I mean? That
Hmm.
people will not notice it because it is not like, hammerfall. Do you know what I mean, like that?
Right.
No. But people will be like, okay, this is fine because we will be able to hear, for example, new stations, for example, in radio or something like that. And they will not a problem. Or, for example, American cars have problems with emissions, and in just like that, for last 15, maybe 20 years, they did something with the engines, and somehow some magic, as you like to say in quotations, magic, and there is not a big deal to export them from US outside and import them to Europe, and this is it, from
Hmm.
each other mutually, like that, just like that.
So
So this is crazy.
do you find that, from the assessment of the ACIO, are they saying that these Nazis are they starting to blend in too, as far as their presence, and people are not noticing
Yeah,
much of,
yeah, but
yeah,
this
what
is,
they're
well,
doing?
once again, I don't want to say it is good. No, 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 no. But it is not surprising for us once people in Canada and in US. have not a problem with presence of hundreds of thousands, respectively, of millions of soldiers of FAC. I mean, Federal Army of Canada, respectively, Army of Commonwealth, right? So once it is not a big deal for them, then we are, I don't want to say we are okay, because we are definitely not, but we can be okay with anything, because once people are so blindfolded, you know, there is practically not a problem for anything. I mean, anything for common people.
So these, they're not going to know the difference. Most
No,
people
I
will
mean,
not know the
this is,
difference.
yes, yes, yes. This is it. What I am talking about. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
They are like sheeples, you know.
Right. But it's going to definitely impact how everything goes. So you've told us that, at first they were like 3 million, and then they went up, they doubled or something like that. I mean, what is
Yes, yes.
what is the status of the FAC right now?
That's the problem. They spread so much that we are not able to track them. I mean, all of
So
them.
they
I mean,
track throughout the world?
spread to all around the world. Yes. That's the problem. I don't want to say actual number, because I will lie. But the
Right.
problem is, it is a few tens of millions. So it will be like, how can I say that? Like regular European country. I mean, inhabitants. Number of
Wow.
inhabitants. Definitely, it will be, I don't know, like 30, 40, maybe even more of millions of people. Sorry. Androids, ETs, crossbreeds, hybrids. So, but, intelligence, entities like that.
Well, this is the reason why they keep on saying that the US has, I mean, or the world has to depopulate because there's too many people here, but there's a lot of ETs here and crossbreeds and others.
Yes,
But yeah,
yes, yes, you are right.
but no, they're not
Because
going to be.
because we have 7.5 billions of intelligent beings, but more than 1 billion of them are not people. I mean, mankind entities. More
Right.
than 1 billion.
That's an
We can
awful lot
say,
of mouths to feed, isn't it?
yeah. Technically, we in ACIO, sorry for that, we believe that there are only like 6 billions, or maybe 6.1.2 billions of real deal people, I mean mankind, right? Only very,
Hmm.
very few over the 6 billions, you know? So not,
Wow.
not a big deal. And every single, million or over, I mean, like over the 6, maybe 6.1 billions, they are not people, sorry, people, mankind, human people. That's like that.
What is the majority of that 1 billion? Is it from a certain star system or?
No, 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 it's just one little mess, you know mixture. We are not able to determine majority or something. It's crazy. And the worst things is, respectively, sorry, my bad, they are hybrids and crossbreeds, so many sorts that it's impossible to determine them. I mean, numbers of them,
You mean like
amounts.
they're human hybrids?
No,
Like
not,
human and
no,
some
no,
other
no, no,
species,
no, no, no,
or
no, 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 not
off-world
human
hybrids?
hybrids. Once again, not human hybrids. Hybrids between different sorts of ETs.
Wow.
Yes, yes, there are some human hybrids, but only very little amount. I am talking about like, between somewhere between 5 and 10% of them. So low amount.
Okay, so can you give me kind of, are we talking about like Pleiadians, Andromedans,
No, no, no,
reptilians?
no, no. Once again, there are so many races that it is practically impossible to talk about specific race or races. That's the main part of the problem. It is not the main stuff. The main how can I say that the core of the problem is not that there are approximately 1.5 billion of off-world intelligent entities. No, the problem is the mixture. It is like melting pot of multicultural stuff, but not inner world, but off world, living in this planet. That's the problem.
Wow. That's going to be that's a little shocking to me, because I thought I mean, I guess I've interacted with different species, but now that you say that, it makes sense that there's these mixed breeds of species that are here. They're living here as humans. Yeah.
Once again, I am there, right here, right there. I am in the same role as Morpheus was to Neo in Matrix. I never said that it will be easy, Neo. I only said it will be the truth.
Right. So who's Neo then?
All the people who will be listening to this, okay, from the recording. These people are Neo. Will be Neo. Neos, my bad.
We are all Neos.
That's the problem. I never said that this what I was, what I am, and what I will be talk about, that this will be easy. Never. I am just trying to say, I don't want to say that it's true, but it is as close the truth as I can gather. I mean the information,
Correct. And that's what we're doing. But you have so much information that you assume, sometimes I think you forget you have so much information that we might know some of it already, and you're actually providing information for us for the first time. So when I'm asking you a question, and you might think, well, either you guys should already know this or whatever. Sometimes you need more clarity.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes. And it is my bad. Sorry for that.
You forget, because you're amongst people that are working in your environment with the ACIO, or the Advanced Contact Intelligence Organization. And so they already know this stuff. So when you bring up something, they're like, yeah, of course. But when we're hearing it, we kind of want to understand it a little more. So that's why I will go in and ask some more questions regarding it, because I know what people understand and what they don't understand.
Yeah, that's true. It's my bad. Sorry for that.
So, I mean, there were some questions too, because like I said, there's a lot of YouTubes regarding these what looks like time. People think they don't know if they're time travelers. Like you say, there's glitches in the Matrix. And
yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So we're trying to understand this now. Is there anyone that's working on this Matrix, or is it just kind of deteriorating, and that's the way it's going to be, and it's going to get worse?
Yes, the problem is that sometimes, yes, it's okay. We can talk about this respectively. We can clarify this, but sometimes it is not time traveling. It is, these also called time travelers, they are glitches in the Matrix. But how can I say that? There is one very deep and serious philosophical question. My bad, sorry. Are really Matrix glitchers time travelers or not? From my point of view, they are. But how can I say that? They became time travelers unwillingly. Do you know what I'm talking about?
They somehow got pulled into it.
Yes,
By
somehow
who?
they. That's the question. From my point of view, this point. Sorry, my bad. This kind of what? Time traveling. I mean, coincidentally, time traveling happened through white holes. No, I am not kidding you. Once there are black holes in help me in universe, there are white holes too. Many people, especially from scientific world will think that this is bullshit. There are no wild holes, but believe it or not, especially astronomics, they will think that I'm completely fool. But believe it or not, there are wild holes. But these white holes were, how can I say that? Black holes, I don't want to say that they are okay, but they are something natural, at least for our universe, respectively, few neighborhood universes. But I'm talking about black holes. But
Yeah.
white holes, they were created for specific purpose because they are doing their stuff. They try to guess monarch, and because they can create I don't know how many, practically unlimited count of timelines and realities. And why they did that, why they did so, I mean, specific, this crazy ass stuff, because they need to create what? Ultimate super soldiers? We can do that. Sorry, we can call them like that. And these ultimate super soldiers, of course, need to be immune to any sort of chemical and biological weapons, right? And
Yeah.
try to guess who is dealing with this shit. Umbrella. So they create, I mean, MSL, Monarch Security Limited. My bad. Monarch Solutions Limited. They created this timelines, realities, and all kind of stuff. And they created this for Umbrella, because Umbrella people, scientists, they can do their stuff, I mean their experiments in these timelines and realities. And the problem is they created the ultimate soldiers long time ago, and they are walking down the streets, and they are slowly but tricky infiltrating us. That's the problem, because they have babies, and it doesn't matter if they will be mothers or fathers. That's the problem. And the oldest ones technically have children too. All these ones I'm talking about like from age of 20, 25
Hmm.
and age of 40 respectively for 45 maybe to 50s. They have grandchildren too, not only children. This is, how can I say that, the worst part of the worst case scenario, you know. And people don't want to talk about this respectively. Journalists, they what, they noticed some anomalies. I mean, you know, like Avengers or Agents of Shield stuff, that they are definitely not normal people with some super abilities.
Hmm.
These journalists were fired in best case, and another of them, they disappeared. You know, like this TV show Without a Trace, but definitely not with the happy ending. That they were identified just via their dentists. You know, only the skeleton. That's crazy.
Well, it's interesting because I think that there is information out there about Donald Trump's uncle, who was a time traveler, or he knew Tesla or something like that.
Yes, you are
And
right,
John
but
John G. Trump, and he also strangely looks like Julian Assange.
yes, but technically, yes, because now it's the time, because yesterday was 7th July 2K18 2018. So now we have,
7/7/18.
yep. So now we have time to talk about this because we crossed the border. That Tesla is alive. I mean Nikola Tesla, original one.
He is alive.
Yeah. I can't talk about this topic more because there is no, how can I say that? Time is not over, but I can say that he is alive and doing all the crazy stuff, you know, because he's a perfect example of also called mad scientist, you know, and he's doing his best to stop all this merging of realities and blah blah blah, you know, and trying to stop worst case scenario.
Wow. Well, that's a very, very interesting piece of information.
Yeah, I
And
know.
and
And he is how can I say that? He is placing, I don't want to say living because it's just a little bit more complicated with his existence. He's placing himself in a neutral, what? Neutral soil. So it is not in US, in Russia, in what, in Britain, respectively, or China. So it is not like in Western world, or either in Western world or Eastern world. He's on neutral soil, you know, just for information.
well, I think it's interesting. What is significant about yesterday, the number 777? Does it
Try
have?
to think. Try to think.
Well, it's supposed to be the number of completion.
Yeah, and try to look at the 7 from upside down. Try to do it from upside down. What will what what will you get from 7 once the number 7 once you get it upside down? How they will look? Two sevens, my bad.
Okay. 2 7.
It will
Oh,
be ancient. No, not ancient. Help me.
it looks like
Middle
an
Ages
L.
symbol. Middle
Oh,
Ages symbol. Do you know what I mean? symbolism?
Yeah, and what does the symbol mean?
Try to think. It is something like, help me, this snake who is eating his back. Do you know
Oh,
what
the
I mean?
Ouroboros. It's like an
Yep,
Ouroboros?
it
Like
is like Ouroboros, but it is like a negotiation of negotiation of Ouroboros. So like once you get them together, you will have two mergers and two rattles, because it looks like a rattlesnake. Do you know what I mean? So technically it's opposite of Ouroboros, like eating how can I say that, this animal who can eat the cobras, black cobras and all kind of stuff, you
mm.
know. So it is like that.
Well, the
For
reason why I
neutral,
said that is because I had my uncle died yesterday, which was 7/7/2018, and my father died years ago on 7/7/1977.
yeah. What do you
So we
think?
all those sevens, yeah. So it's kind of weird, like that.
It is not. It is not weird. It is. How can I say that? On 7/7/7, were always happening stuff, and Nostradamus, because it was first his quotation, first quotation. Try to think. No pain, no gain. For example, how many sevens you have in Independence Day, and not only day, in a year of U.S. independency. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? No
Seven
pain,
seven
no.
76.
Yep, you are right. And there is like 4th of July. Am I right?
Yeah.
This is it. No pain, no gain. Try to think.
Okay.
Do you know what I
Wow.
mean? No
Yeah.
pain, no gain.
So this, all right. So Tesla's, we're able to talk about Tesla now, or just a little bit.
It's not a problem. We can talk. I mean, once we will be talking about too touchy stuff, I will stop you. Not a problem.
All right. So he's here. He's not on in a major nation, or a power nation. I'll say it like that.
Yeah. You were right. It was his choice that he don't wanna be, under control of one's sub superpower, or I mean, like Western world, Eastern world, or something like that. No, no. It was his choice.
Is he also joined by Trump's uncle?
He was. He was. Yes.
But not now.
No, you are not
No.
right. Not
Okay.
now. Yes. Yes. And he's speaking in such a crazy, riddles. It's crazy to talk about stuff with him. He
But
was.
that's why they do it, because they want to force you to think
Yes.
like they do, and they want you to try to understand, so they make it easy. I had Edgar Allan Poe talk to me in riddles all the time.
Yes, and this is it, because, for example, his poems, they were not about, how can I say that, just like poems. They were, how can I say that, hidden messages in them. Am I right?
Right.
And
A
this is
lot
the
of them. Yeah. So
yes,
you know about Edgar Allan Poe as well, because I was married to him in one lifetime, in that lifetime. He told me I
yeah.
was married to him. Yeah.
This is it,
Um,
because this is about it, what you just said. Because now, in these days, and especially nowadays, I'm talking about what, like last 10 years, people technically, I don't want to say all the people, but how can I say that, a huge majority, these common mainstream people, they technically stop thinking, because few decades, 3 decades ago. There were no computers. I mean, yes, they were, but they were primitive. No internet, nothing like that. Once you wanna know something, you need to go to library to list it in books, and bye bye. End of story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know something. Not a problem. You can even you don't even open the laptop or start the desktop computer. No, you have tablet or smartphone, and you can Google it. But end of story. Bye bye. That's a problem. People stop thinking
Mm-hmm.
because they've been automatized. This is crazy. This is a word I never heard about it, and uh, young people, especially under 25, maybe 27 years old, they are like, we've been automatized. I was like, what you've been? This is crazy. This is ridiculous. We've been
Yeah.
automatized. You was what? This is crazy.
Hey,
And this,
another one who's like this is Houdini. Houdini
yeah,
likes to talk in riddles too.
yeah, yeah. But do you know why? Because he wasn't up to uh, get his tricks. I mean, these weird ass shows. He wasn't up to get his tricks to the public. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
right.
All right. So getting back to Tesla, what can you share with us about what he's doing here? And is he going to be able to help us bring in free energy?
That's the stuff. He's cooperating one company. I don't want to say the name and the location. With help me. I don't want to say batteries, accumulators to electric cars, and they will have recuperation. So technically, I don't want to say they will be everlasting, but they will be like one battery for, I don't know, few tens of thousands so miles. So I'm talking like, I don't know, 50 maybe 70 thousands of miles. So it is like, I don't know, like eight from eight eight respectively 80 or respectively 100 thousands of kilometers, for just one charge. This will be a little bit funny.
Which makes it more doable for electric vehicles or
Yep.
anything that's electrical.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
And this will be, he's calling it beta version only. Because he wants to be up to 10 times 10 or 15 times more efficient. Once it will be like, how can I say that, in a normal, in operable version. He's doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Is he working with electric car companies, or is he
No, no,
working
no,
with
no, no. Once again, it is not about technically. Now and it doesn't matter if there is a car manufacturer called by himself. No, the problem now is not in cars. The problem is in batteries, in accumulators. So now is uh, accumulators manufacturer, like turn. They need to what, like develop better batteries. No?
hmm
That stuff.
Wow, that's kind of exciting because I know a lot of people want to see free energy come and be able to sell it and to change, you know, our dependency on the
And do you
oil
know?
and
And do you know what will be the best thing of the best things? Then you can actually eat from freed energy.
explain.
Feed. You can be feed. I mean, like you can eat. So you can be feed. I mean, like once you are hungry, you can eat from better energy.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Your hunger can be, you know, like satisfied by free energy. He is how can I say that? He is developing even this, I mean, crazy ass level phew, of being utilized. This free energy. Believe it or not,
That's
it
amazing.
is.
No, I
Yeah,
believe
it
it.
is true. It is true.
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
That's really
it is.
exciting.
It is. I know that
What do
it
you
is.
what do you find, what else is he doing that you are very excited about?
That's a question I don't know. I don't know, but I only know these few things.
Have you talked to him? Have you
Oh
spent
no, no,
time with
no!
him?
Once again, I'm talking with him regularly. It's not a big deal for me.
Now, you told me one time I was one of his drivers. I drove his vehicles or planes or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And when was that? Was that off-world somewhere or
No, no, it was on in another dimension.
another dimension? Does he, so he remembers me then?
Yeah,
Am I still doing that over there, or am I
yeah,
doing?
but problem is that he was like, that's strange, and everything of this is always circling in this what like messing up with timelines and realities, because always, all the time, Maxine and her crew, you know, showed
Hmm.
up,
The Monarch
and
kids? Yep.
yeah, and they did something, and she told me life is strange, and I was like, what the heck, you again? Ah, that's crazy.
So that's,
And this,
no,
and
that's really
tell
exciting.
me what the heck is going on with this butterfly? Tell me.
Which
The,
butterfly?
I don't know. I mean, this butterfly is extremely big. I think like 4 or 5 inch, and he has blue wings, very
Yeah,
pretty one.
yeah, very pretty one. I've seen those. Like they're not monarch. They're it's like from the South America maybe. It's brown underneath and then inside
Yeah.
it's blue. Yep, those are
And
beautiful.
these butterflies always showed up when she is telling this life is strange.
Oh, okay. Because I've had those. I went and saw those butterflies at a place locally. They had them
Yeah,
in a, like a butterfly. Um, I don't.
yeah.
I think that they're definitely have a, maybe they're an interdimensional butterfly.
Yeah, because she told me that it is about this also called butterfly effect, but I don't believe that it is about butterfly effect only. There should be something more, just only about just random butterfly effect. No,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Definitely not.
Yeah, my understanding is when you go into a space, whatever you went into that space and did, that sometimes things follow you back.
Yeah,
That, yeah, so I think that's probably what maybe what's happening.
yeah.
But and
It's just like as I like to say, when you have some bad karma, you know, it's like skeleton in the wardrobe.
yeah,
You know.
it goes both ways. Good stuff and bad stuff come forward. That's why you want to
Yeah.
get that good stuff coming back with you, right? Well,
Yeah.
like I mentioned to you earlier before we started recording about this, I thought it'd be interesting for people to hear about that white-skinned being that I had an encounter with in a dream. And you were explaining to me that they're been here for a billion years.
3
Yeah,
billions of years.
3
Yep.
billion years. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out. You said typically they wipe people's memory, and I remember him clearly. So he wanted me to remember him. Maybe he wants me to talk about him on the show, about their presence being here. The skin is as white as snow. Their eyes are kind of an elliptical shape in the iris, so it's kind of like a oval shape, and they have a natural circular pupil, which is
Yep.
black, but the eyes were bright, very vibrant blue, and I didn't know that. I knew they were humanoid, no hair, and you said that they can turn their head around like an owl
Yeah, but
around,
no, you are not right, because owl can turn
go all the way around.
only 250 70 degrees, but they can do it 360. So they have not the it's not a problem, it's not a big deal for them.
So my question was, is why would, this being make himself, I didn't know what it was or who he was, and I was wondering why he would make himself, reveal himself to me, so we can have maybe this discussion about what his presence would be here on the planet,
That's a
or letting
question.
me know.
That's a
Yeah.
question. I don't know. You need to ask him next time, because once again, as I told you off record, how most people memories of their prisons looked like. It is viewed as very lucid dream, where these people are at some sort of uh, extremely uh, extremely highly developed lab, I mean laboratory, with normal people doing their stuff, like scientific things. And afterwards, it's like blink of eye, and for just the moment, I'm speaking about like from 3 to 5, these beings showed up, and people woke up. In every single case. Every single case. We have documented. I mean, we in ACIO. Just like that.
But you don't have a name for them. You haven't.
No, because they are so highly developed that they can, I don't want to say delete, but influence Akashic records. So it is like, this is some next level shit.
You also said that they have the ability to they merge, put metals together, to create materials, and they have the capacity to go into extreme cold and heat that we can't
Yeah,
understand.
I mean, this, how can I say that? These are what? Like cold and heat conditions. We in Earth even can't describe. This is it. Hey, this is crazy. Jeez,
Yeah, you said like it was beyond the boiling point. It was like crazy
yeah,
extreme.
behind colding point. So technically the same. Holy crap,
So let's see. We have about another 10-15 minutes. Is there
Yeah,
anything that you'd like to focus on?
you told me that we have some questions from people. So why the hell not talk about them?
Sure. Yeah, let's talk about it. Well, I think some people want to know what to do about these androids, and if they have an encounter, or do they need to protect themselves? Of course, no one wants to be tricked into um, thinking that an android is human. They don't obviously they don't want to fall into a love bite or be in a situation.
But tell me, what's the problem with Love Bite? Because most androids are not bad. They are good. I don't want to say they are good, but they are not here to with intention to harm us. No, they are not.
Okay,
Because
so that
it
people
is
don't need
something.
to worry about them?
Go, give me a sec, please. Don't interrupt me. It is something like yes, of course, SS. I mean, Schutzstaffel in Third Reich during Second World War. Of course, that was total different story, because these were crazy fools. But normal, common soldiers, I mean Wehrmacht, in at these times, most of them, I mean 95% of them, they were not, how can I say that, they were not fools, they were not ideological Nazis. It was like, for example, when something will totally twist in US, you know, and there will be some fools getting to the power and fanatize the people. Some elite soldiers, normal people with normal thinking will be wiped out, and how can I say that, like replaced by crazy ass bullshitters, you know. But normal US Army, normal regular soldiers, they will be just soldiers fighting. How can I say that? Under another flag, under another name of army. Not, not full people. That's it. So technically, this is the same story as with these androids. They are not bad people, bad robots. Do you know what that means?
Well, I think at first, I mean, you had people, maybe they felt frightened because you said they showed up. It felt like an invasion, the way that
Yeah, once
initially,
again,
yeah.
yes, you are right, but they don't do nothing bad to people at all. Because technically they did something, but something what looked like bad on first place, but they bring people bad completely fine, but with just a little modified memories. End of story, you know. So they are not here up to harm us.
I
Nothing
think
complicated.
it wasn't that they were seeing that they were under the control of Mobius was the initial concern, right? Are they still
Yes.
under control of the mind control of or rulership of Mobius?
Sorry. Of what?
Of Mobius.
Yeah, but technically they can do whatever they want because it's not a problem for them.
Are they liberated from Mobius?
Yep, they were.
Oh, okay. So when did that happen?
Few weeks ago.
So that changes. Now
A few weeks ago, because technically we saw something weird. I mean, some weird activity. Weird, as I mean, like good for us, but weird from their side, you know. And it's good. It's good. Do you know what I mean?
what is the status of Mobius right now then?
We don't know. I mean, good for us, bad for them.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good. Is Monarch also kind of not going more in the background, like they're
I
not
don't
as
want to say
prominent?
that they are. I don't want to say that they are, respectively, that they were neutralized. But in these days, last few days, they were pretty much what? Neutralized. They were stopped from doing their crazy ass shit.
Was that Mobius or Monarch you're talking about?
Technically, both of them.
Both of them. Wonderful. Well, that's good. That's good news, isn't it?
Yeah, but they are doing what they are doing technically, mainly because they get this power and they were not mentally prepared. Power, I mean, modern pieces of technology. It is something like uh, teenage people. I mean, like it will be like juvenile, and you get something. It is like, I don't want to say it's bad in US, but try to think. You get 14 or 16 years old teenager, and you will put him or her in behind the wheel of, I don't know, 40 400 500 or 600 horsepower powered, muscle car. Crazy. It will be, I mean, okay, not a problem for a driver with 20, maybe 25, 30 years of experience, not a problem, but not teenager, because he or she just want to play. Not doing any accidents by the will of making danger, putting another people in danger, him or himself, herself, and another people in danger, respectively, doing some, like car accident, but not knowing how to deal with such power. Something very similar. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. And so things then, kind of either what the ACIO is stepping in and kind of trying to normalize problem, or is it just happening naturally on its own where the
Yeah, that's the problem. Once we are doing this, we are trying to, how you say that? How did you say that? Normalize problems.
normalize, yeah.
Yeah, the problem is that's the stuff. Normalize problem. Problem is that it's we need to think about it and do it very wisely, because once we are doing this, there is some sort of limit, and once we reach the limit and crash it, there will be negative consequences. And this is, for example, just for example, okay? Um, Chernobyl accident. It was negative consequence of some actions. Okay,
Hmm.
we are here. We are still here in this uh, time and space mm, context of existation. Not a problem, but this is negative consequence of it. This is it. So we need to choose very wisely what we will do and what we will not. Hey, believe me, that you never want to have such responsibility on
I
your shoulders. Believe me, you never want.
I agree, and I find that people like even the position that you're in,
No,
and
I am not. I am not. But my colleagues who are responsible of this, because this is another division, who are doing these decisions.
mhm.
That will be crazy. Believe me, I will never step inside this division. No, definitely not. My division is in response of purpose and how can I say that, monitoring of being extraterrestrials, high crossbreeds and hybrids in the world. I mean, on Earth. This is we have enough of this responsibility. Believe me.
I can imagine. I mean, it is really hard because you know that you want to keep a balance of everything, and I wouldn't want the responsibility either, Peter. I
Yep,
think
you are right.
I agree with you. It's a lot easier to just convey the information and not feel that, even still, you have to be careful how you share the information.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
You are right. But
So you don't want
I
people to
was
be
sick and
frightened and
yeah, but I was sick and tired of keeping my mouth shut. Believe me. No, I was sick and tired.
I think it's something that we make a decision to do. I decided to do it because I figured that the ETs were coming to me when I was a child, all the way through my life. They've done different things here and there that it was smarter for me to be public about it rather than to try to hide and deal with it by myself.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of my feelings about it. And I feel like, either I'm safe, I'm not safe. If I'm doing something good, then there's a purpose for me to be here. Then I think I'll be protected. If I'm doing it just to make money or get power or whatever, then I don't think I'll be protected. So I think you have to understand that you have to have a right intention too.
Yes, you are right, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's the problem. What's the purpose of these people? They are gaining the not, I don't want to say the power, but the popularity, the fame, and of money, of course, from being popular in this community. I mean, community of people. They are dealing with what, like
Disclosure.
disclosure and uh, alternative media stuff. I mean, people who are listening to this, because there are many whistleblowers, and I don't want to discredit them, but I know, and I'm goddamn sure that many of them. I don't want to say that they are telling bullshit to people. No, but what's their problem? How they can talk for many years about few topics? Few, I'm talking about like what, four, five, maybe six topics, and bye, end of story. What the heck? What's the problem? They don't want to talk about the different stuff. Try to think about how many different topic I was talking for, I don't know, these 3 or 4 years. I'm doing this. And what's their problem, of these people? I think that, I mean, according to my opinion, from my point of view, it looked like they just want a fame. They just want to gain the money, popularity. I don't know. What's the problem? What do you think, huh?
I think it's a dangerous game to play because you're not just dealing with humans in that arena. When you're starting to talk about disclosure and agendas of secret societies, governments, and extraterrestrials, there's a potential that you're going to get someone angry. And so it's best that you have some kind of, guidance that you're providing this disclosure and that you're supposed to do it as opposed to just trying to make money off of it. I think it's a dangerous game, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's the stuff, because from my point of view, I think that these people don't fully understand it's bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
And as I told once time today, it's like respectively it will haunt them, and it will be like skeleton in the wardrobe, in the closet. you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I had another client. Can I ask another question?
Yeah, not a problem.
There was another client that was asking me about a being that they saw. They think the being was from Saturn, maybe, had long black hair, white skin, and almost like it had like black underneath their eyes. I don't know if it was like Egyptian looking or not.
Sorry. I need to interrupt you. We called them metals or rockos, and they, because once you try to think Very easy, very straight thinking. Just like easy peasy association. What do you think? Which kind of people, I mean human people, right,
Yeah.
are acting and clothing this way? People who are listening to black, death, and thrash metals. What do you think? Black, death, thrash metal. What do you think? Black, something very dark. Thrash,
Mm-hmm.
you can, how can I say that, smash and destroy things and throw them to trash. And death metal, death, it speaks for itself. These three of genres of metal. I mean, there are of course many subgenres of metal, but metal music, sorry, my bad, metal music, but it is like metal. So what means like metal stuff? Do you know what I mean? Like irons, iron and all kind
Mm-hmm.
of this stuff. So metal music and these main three genres, black, death, thrash metal. So this is it. Sorry, I need to interrupt you because this is easy peasy, very easy question. For this, my bad. Easy answer to this question. Very easy, very easy.
So is it a species or what is he?
Yeah, species, and they have this. Sorry, my bad. Their agenda, what was how can I say that, driven into music genre, respectively genres, subgenres, and in those genres and subgenres, there are hidden subconscious messages.
Okay.
Subconscious messages, in order to manipulate them in this way, I mean the specific way they want to have them. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Where do they typically come from? Where does the species usually come from?
That's a question. They have more than 300. They have more than 300 home planets. So technically, we don't have 100%. I mean, the mostly sure answer to this question. What's their true home planet? Because they have more than 300.
Okay.
And they like to play, of course. It's like this game Emily wants to play. And Emily, um, she's the help me, yikes, this sister of Alice. Emily, Alice, and I don't know, they were like 4 or 5 of them. Very nice girls, young girls from, I don't know, like age of 10, from 10 to 12. Who will resist to help little girls? Tell me, they look so innocent. Am I right?
Right. Yeah.
And that's the problem. Once you get it, bye bye. That's a problem.
Are they related to the black-eyed kids then?
Yeah,
Or is that, yeah, okay. All right.
but we don't know the, how can I say that, the relationship. No, we don't know. We don't know.
Have you ever heard of anyone by the name of Draxhala?
What? Can you write it?
I'll
Drag.
write it down.
Yep.
That's a name that I've been hearing. Let's see. And I think he was a
Can you
prisoner.
write it on? Okay. You are writing in good chat,
Oh,
because group chat will always. Oh, Dracula. That's not the problem, because Drac mean X. It's
mhm.
J. X was the ancient way to write chi. I mean like ch. In English, chi, right? Che and
Okay.
all kind of stuff. So Drac, Hala. So they are just another, help me, another sort of Dracos. And Drag
Okay.
and Draghala is their. The problem is Drag is like a male and Hala is female. So they are like they master what? Master, how can I say that? Couple, like alpha male and female. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, because he saw a female there with him.
No. It is like, yeah, yes, you are right. That he is male
So a
and she
female,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. You are right. So they are like alpha uh, couple of them. Yeah, you were right.
Wow. All right. So he saw her with black hair. She was wearing like a reddish looking top, like a jacket, like a business corporate jacket, and a black skirt.
Reddish.
Yep.
Okay, that will make a lot of sense, and that's the stuff. If I mean, like people believe it or believe us or not, but this is not prepared or something. I mean, yes, of course, this is pre-recorded show, but we never ever talked about this before. I mean,
No.
myself and Jessica. So that's the stuff that we are doing. Positive confirmation mutually. I mean, for each other. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Because
And
many people don't believe us, respectively, at least from my side. They they are laughing on us that it can't be true, that it's arranged by, on some level and all kind of stuff. And am I right?
absolutely. No, it's amazing because this is where I get my confirmation because I want to make sure that I'm correct in some of my assessments, and sometimes I get portions of information and you can fill in the blanks, which is nice because then I can provide, and the both of us together can provide the full story or better information as opposed to some of it. Sometimes I get the full story, sometimes I get part. And so I wanted to see I've been hearing the name Droxhalla for about a half a year now. They said he's coming here and he's going to cause some problems. And
Yes,
so,
of course. Tell
yeah,
me where and when the hell Dracos, respectively Draconians, have not caused the problems. Tell me.
right. Yeah. And I guess he's one of the personalities, like a leader type.
Once
And so,
again, once again,
yeah,
they are alpha couple. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
Wow. Yeah. So this guy, I was been talking about him and he sent me this message and he said, I saw this being, and I said, I believe that's Droxhall. I knew immediately the name came to me when he described it, and he said there was a female there. So I didn't know that the Hala meant the female part. So he's saying that they have come here as a couple.
But once
Yeah.
again, once again, it is not about female part. Once again, they are like leading couple being two separate beings, two separate entities. And they are like alpha couple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they're not like what's that called when you have the
You mean twin
the
flames?
fake
You mean twin flames?
no. No, I was thinking of that satanic, the male female satanic
I got it, but I mean, I know what you are talking about, but I can't remember too. It doesn't matter. But
yeah.
this situation is life evidence that we are not preparing it.
No.
No, but I got it. I mean, I wanna make some fun, some joke from it.
I know it's crazy. It is. The stuff that's out there is just absolutely
Because technically we need to do that. I mean, the jokes and some fun from it, because this is so complicated and so mind-blowing topics. Because once we will not do some sidetracks and some fun from it, it will blow our minds, our heads. you know.
I know it's you do like well being able to talk about it and then know that, we're all safe. So we can at least discuss this. I mean, people were expecting a lot worse stuff happening, so it looks like things are, even though we have challenges that come on the planet, at least we can, feel like the power of their dark presence is shifts, and so that we can relax a little bit and know that it's okay, which is that we can kind of have a little bit of a joke or something like that, and it helps us to
Yeah,
release that energy. Yeah,
yeah, you are absolutely right.
yeah. I was thinking of the Baphomet, the Baphomet,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's not like that, right? He's not like
No, no,
that.
no, no, no.
Separate.
It's not
Yeah.
like that. No, no,
Okay.
it's not like that.
All
Ay,
right.
ay. And that's good actually because technically, technically, we talked about recent topics. We talked about things. They I don't want to say they are not recent, but they are ongoing for very long time. But they are. I mean, these things are related to what to actual stuff, and this is it. We are not like just like in commercial TVs. Oh no no no! Don't try to dare to talk about this because it is sidetracking. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's such funny thing for me when those reporters do that.
Well, Peter, any last thoughts? Anything that you want to share?
I think that we are okay for this week.
Okay, and just for everyone, if you need to contact me, you have any questions, you can reach me at www.readingsbyariel.com. That's ARAEL.com. And also, continue to subscribe and share the YouTube channel here. And it's Jessica Ariel Morocco is the YouTube channel, and keep updated with what's going on here, and the many the interviews that we already have in archive of Peter the Insider, and more to come. Right, Peter?
Yes, you are right. So once again, thank you for giving me space. Thank you for being here online, and I will catch you in next week. Bye bye.
And also thank you, Peter, and bye to everyone. That's that all our listeners, and thank you for all the positive feedback. We'll see you next week.